Smile. Smile.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 377 of Comic Book Queer's Legacy. I am your host, Brett. With me, as always, is EvilJeff, and visually, we are on the wrong side, so we're going to change that right now. Hi, Evil.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, nothing. We're going to keep this one tight because my friend has a date.
Shh, shh.
Can I say anything?
No. Well, you
Can I talk
met
about
the person.
Can I talk about how I was there for the origin story in Palm Springs?
Sure.
All right, well, I think I just gave it away. I was standing there when Jeff met this guy, and now they're going on a date. And the whole time I was like, I'm cuter. And the guy was like, no, you're not. And I was like, oh, okay, then go on a date with him. Also,
Yeah, that's exactly how that happened. Can
Yeah.
you imagine if you walked up and were like, I'm cuter than you?
which one of us is cuter? Who do you...
Oh, here's a
But
question.
listen.
Have you ever, well, I guess you've been just with Jeff for so long.
Yeah. I
But
married my first boyfriend.
Have you ever been cock blocked? But you've hooked up with other people since
By my own
Have you ever
husband?
been cock
Yes.
blocked by somebody's friend? Like the friend, like there's someone where you're gonna hook up at a bar, and then the friend is like, "No, that's my friend. We're hanging out."
Oh, yeah. I mean, not explicitly, but you do that dance of like, are you boxing people out on the dance floor? Are you rolling your eyes when you try to get him to disappear with you? Things like that. I've gotten
No, I had
attitude from the
someone,
friend.
and this person he listened to the podcast because he was an X-Men
To
fan.
this podcast?
Yes, and he
What
was a
an
fan of
idiot.
So he came up to me in the bar as a fan. And then he started flirting with me, and he was very cute. So we were flirting back, and his friend was
Yeah.
there, and the friend was like,
Yeah.
"Who are you? We're hanging
Who
out."
are you? We're hanging
And then
out.
and then he took me to the side, and we started making out. And then the friend saw, and he got so angry. And then I was like, "I think your friend likes you." And
Oh,
he's like, "No, no,
see?
no, we're just friends." And I was like, he's being like jealous.
Yeah. But sometimes you just get lonely,
Yeah, the most pathetic thing ever. This was years ago. There was this one girl, and she was the ultimate fag hag. And whenever the gay guy got a boyfriend or something, she would ditch them and find a new gay to be her friend. And mind you, she was married. She was married, but still always just had a gay guy that was like her bestie. And she befriended this curmudgeonly guy because this was in Chicago. This curmudgeonly guy, because he would never get a boyfriend in her head, so he's always there for her. And it was a New Year's Eve party, and some guy hit on that guy, and they started making out, and she started crying. And she started crying, and then she was like, "We need to stop this because I'm just gonna be alone."
Oh,
And she was drunk.
she's fears
And I
being
remember
alone.
we were like, first of all, you're married. Second of all, you want him to not be happy. This is why straight women should not have gay
Third of
friends.
all, your Uber is here.
Fag hags,
Oh,
they're the worst.
you know what? One time, speaking of friends of somebody I was hooking up with, I was in Boston, and I went to a bar / club in Boston with a dance floor, and me and this guy who was living in Boston, but was from Brazil, wound up
Oh, Brazilians.
like one of the like a rare like we are so attracted to each other, like not a like, hey, you're cute, like just like a weird
primal.
diving in primal, what a good word. And so we were in the corner of the club doing things to each other, and his friends kept like they had to leave, and his friends kept coming over and telling him he has to leave, and he's like, I'm coming. And then 5 minutes would go by, and they'd be like, we could not get out of each other's throats and holes. The friends hated me for that. It's a beautiful thing. He was gorgeous. But then he came over the following Thursday.
There you go.
There you
In
go.
Boston?
In Boston. I was on a business
okay.
trip. Yeah. All right. We have a lot of comic booky things to talk about. Nobody wants to hear about our dating lives.
Yeah. So why don't we just like get to what we're watching maybe?
Why don't we get to some, because, I'm very excited because did you know one of our favorite shows is back for its final season and they dropped 2 episodes on Amazon Prime
Favorite
and we're
shows?
going to talk.
That's a stretch, honey.
Oh, you don't think The Boys is one of our favorite shows?
We talk. Okay, go back and listen to the last season. How much we were disappointed with it and felt to jump the shark.
What you watching? Is it me naked? No? Oh, fine.
And that's
Do you
my
have
response to
amnesia?
that.
Do you have amnesia?
No, we did. But overall, I feel like this is one of the shows that you and I have been the most invested in, for good or for
Yes.
ill.
Oh, yes. I mean, we've watched every episode. I really liked it, but I do feel that it's lost some of its mojo, and I don't feel this.
You still feel that way? Okay,
Yes.
let's talk. Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast? Because I think season 5 is thriving.
Can we get some images up there, Brad?
Oh my God,
I'm
let's
making
do
you in
it.
charge. I know I could have done it, but now for some
You
reason I'm
easily
waiting.
could have done it. You want some slides, bitch? Here's some
Yes.
visuals. Okay, The Boys. There's a lot to talk about here. I'm sorry. Let me start. I love this show. I'm obsessed with this season. I think it is so funny. And I love that we're doing a kind of and then there were none thing where, spoiler, we're getting one character death per episode.
Yeah.
It feels like.
Yes. Because it looks like we got the
Yes.
death of A-Train.
But yes,
Oh yeah, we're
A-Train.
spoiling everything.
We're
And
spoiling.
then Soldier Boy.
It is so the premise here is like Homelander is more Trump than ever. The satire, the symbolism, the metaphor, it's now just, the subtext is now just text. I mean, they're making no bones about it that Homelander is Donald Trump, period. And anyone who
Yeah,
follows
and then
him
there's
is a
freedom
MAGA.
camps, which are much like the ICE detention facilities.
ICE detention, yes, ICE detention, and also Daredevil is featuring ICE as well. We've got 2 superhero shows where the villain is this task police force that pulls people off the streets and black bags them. Amazing.
Yeah, and Homelander is just getting more and more and more desperate and
Paranoid, and it's like very much like our president unable to handle the truth
yeah.
of what is
And
really going on out there.
where is the kid? Where is the kid right now? His
You know
child?
what?
I forgot.
I don't know if we know per se.
Oh, okay. Because they said we said that he's at like some camp or something, but it's like, where is he really?
Yeah. I have a theory. Well, I don't have a theory, but there is a theory
But
going
did he end
around.
up? Was he in Homelander's hand, or was he in like?
He was with Homelander, I think, by the end.
Okay.
The Black Noir thing of the Deep in episode 1 being like, why won't you talk?
It's somebody else.
It could be somebody else, and people are saying it could be Ryan in there, the kid. Other people are saying it's Sam from Gen V.
I like that too. I don't feel the kid grew up enough
Yeah,
to be Black Noir yet. He's not big enough.
exactly. And the same thing with Sam. I mean, you know, it's TV, so they can always be like, no, it was him. Don't worry about the bill.
But Sam
It's
is at
fiction.
least you could say he's 18, so he could have like an adult body. The other person is still supposedly a child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he's also the strongest child in the world, so maybe his body is that of an adult.
Maybe. I guess we will find out.
I think the more likely thing with Black Noir is it might have something a little bit more to do with the comics, because in the comics, it's revealed that Black Noir is a clone
It's his
of Homelander.
clone. It's the
I
clone
wonder
of
if they
Homelander.
are going to do something like that. That's why people
But
are saying
this-
Ryan, because it's like it's
Yeah.
adjacent to the whole clone of Homelander thing.
Yeah. Oh, that would be cool. But then it is
Yeah.
I mean, I guess how old is that kid now?
I mean, who?
Sometimes you
universe of
forget,
The Boys, I have
in
no
the
idea.
show,
How long has
it's
it been?
picking up right away. But in real life, like years have passed, so he has aged.
He definitely looks like he's upwards to 18 at this point. The actor does.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
find out.
I
Or they
guess
could
we'll find
replace
out.
him.
No, you can't replace Ryan.
I think my issue with the show is that the heart of it moved, and I think it's the flaw of the show is that the main character, which is Quaid, what's his name in the show?
Yeah, Huey.
Huey doesn't seem to really have. It's hard to kind of find why he's there.
I completely disagree. I think he's the only one holding on to some sort of moral grounding left, and therefore he's still very much earning the focus of the show.
I feel that that's what they want it to be, but I don't think it's doing. I feel like he's still just like off in the background. And then a lot of his plots where it's like, here's this girl that I like, and now she's dead. Like my friend, the girl I befriended in the camp, and then you're like, well, she's just gonna die, and then she dies. It's a little too obvious for me. Where I think it's now more like Starlight versus Butcher. I think that's the real set. It's like Starlight versus Butcher versus Homelander. Those are the three things I see. Where I feel like he's kind of left out.
He's getting lost a little.
Yeah.
I do feel like it will, hopefully, it will return to him in a very kind of authentic way, because I do like how they are cleaning up arcs and threads, and I'm citing A-Train. The A-Train's final scenes are kind of the main reason why I'm really loving this season. Because
he's redeemed himself, shat on Homelander's sense of self, and then got killed.
But he got killed in a 180 from his first appearance in episode 1, season 1.
Oh yeah, that's true, because he decided to sacrifice his life knowing Homelander would catch up with him by not running through a girl.
Not running through another woman who looked a lot like Huey's girlfriend from So to have that kind of 360 moment and show his character growth because of it. He really did get inside Homelander's head. I think he did do some damage in there by laughing in his face. So I thought that was really, really good. Other thing I think I'm like just freaking out over is Ashley and the reveal of her powers, and then the reveal on top of the reveal of her powers.
Well, it turns out, because this is the irony of this is she keeps saying that she's psychic, but it seems like she is only psychic with the face on the back of her head. Like that's the only thing
she can read minds.
Can she? It seemed like I'm because it seemed like she never was really good at reading minds, and every time they show her using her powers, she's just psychically talking to the head.
But she does try to get inside Sage's head, and Sage is like, it doesn't work on me.
But that's what I'm wondering is it because it doesn't work?
Maybe, yeah.
Like there's a chance that maybe she can only hear the voice. I mean, I could be proven wrong in the next episode, but I think it'd also be funny where she's telling everyone she's psychic, but she's only psychic with the voice in the back of her head. And that's the only thing she could do.
What I'm calling the malignant reveal was so good.
Oh, yes, totally malignant.
Because you just heard a voice in her head for a while, and then at the end of episode 2, she pulls the wig off, and there's an actual face talking on the back of her head. It's these little moments like that I fully in love with the show all over again.
I will say I watch subtitles. I usually put subtitles on, and the subtitles spoil. Because when it started talking, it said psychic voice and then parentheses, like what it was saying.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, I guess that's one of her. So I was like, it kind of said it as if it was a separate entity.
So you already were like, wait.
Rather than just her thinking to herself.
Yeah, right.
So it kind of spoiled it where I'm like, oh, this is a separate thing talking to her.
Yeah. Oh.
Anyway, she's always fun.
She's always been the highlight.
I love that actress. I hope she does more things after The Boys.
Yeah, she's great. I loved Jensen Ackles coming back as Soldier Boy. Do we think he's dead?
What are you talking about? Did you not watch the end of the episode?
I mean, we didn't really see him die. We saw him succumb.
You didn't watch the end of the episode. He literally sits up.
Oh, I missed that.
What?
Oh, no. Oh, How did I miss that?
You didn't see that? He sits up at the end. After they all leave, he like the thing like sits up.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm so happy. He's my fave. I love him. He wakes up. He goes,
wait, am I crazy now? Now I'm like, did that happen?
While you're looking that up, another highlight for me was the Teenage Kicks, the New Mutants.
Oh, were they in the comic then?
I have no idea.
Well, it had the girl from Never Have I Ever.
She was so great as Countess Crow, and she made the best crow joke. She lost like 8 of her crows, and she's got 2 left, and their names are Cameron and Russell. She was great. I knew when it was her, there was going to be some sort of positive twist on her.
This
like,
is the
she's
one
not going to
thing,
be
though,
a
that really,
jerk villain.
The one thing that kind of bothers me, and I know it's like the more, is they were killing, wasn't this guy the rock guy, he was a hero.
They were all heroes. They're all pieces of shit. What are you talking about?
But so he's a piece of shit hero.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that, but that's the thing. Okay, it was just weird where they're just like, oh, this random guy that's like saving people in Ohio, let's just kill him.
No.
That seemed kind of, I don't know, that bothered me.
He tried to jizz on...
Jizz lava?
On Frenchie. I almost got you, fucker. Yeah, I had no sympathy for them. I thought the She-Line stuff was so funny. Her litter box with all the turds in it. And then when she got punched in the chest and she coughed up a hairball.
Yeah.
And then when the cannonball guy... Well,
but did she die
I'm likening
too?
them to the New Mutants.
Did she die?
No, I think she just got like knocked. Oh no, she just got taken out. I think she was just put in a sleeper. But then the
dude, the flying guy, the cannonball guy, he died.
He did. Yeah.
Okay.
He said, and fix your tits, they're lopsided. I was like, this show is so back.
All right, I'm going to keep on talking because I just need to look at the end really quick just to make sure I'm not crazy.
Okay.
I need to make sure I'm not crazy.
If he is not dead, then that's...
Did you just like stop? Did you just stop watching it?
I don't know. I typically watch shows to the end. It's taking you a really long time to do this. I'm ready to move on.
Sorry, I had to re-sign
Daredevil.
into my Amazon Prime because it's I don't watch it on my this computer.
Did you have to look up your password?
No, I just had to like re-sign in. You know what? I don't need this from you.
I am running out of Vamp. I don't know what to do.
Wait, here we go. It's right here, right? Yeah, I was right. Okay. Yeah,
good,
you
okay.
fucking fool. It's literally what happens right before the credits, which now this says to me that you were doing something else, maybe looking at your phone, maybe jerking off while you were watching the episode. You did not have your full attention given.
I was jerking off to the episode. So how could I not be paying attention?
Yes, he plops up. So he is not dead. They think he's dead. But this also throws a wrench in everything. Where if it can't kill Soldier Boy, it probably cannot kill Homelander.
Correct. Also, I just realized he's totally alive because they're bringing Jared Padalecki and Misha, what's-his-face, the 2 guys from Supernatural.
Supernatural? Oh, yes.
Yeah, they're bringing them in as like people who work with Soldier Boy. And they're going to make like meta Supernatural references. Did
you watch Supernatural?
I've watched episodes. I did not follow all 17 seasons of Supernatural.
I didn't watch any of it.
I once saw the best episode of Supernatural. It was so cool. It was they fell through a dimensional rift and they wound up in our world where they are Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki, but they were their characters. And so everybody was, it was like they stumbled into the world of shooting the show. And so everyone was referring to them as like Jensen and Jared. And they're like, my name is Sam. My name is Dean. And like one of them is married to an actress who plays a villain on the show. I think Jared Padalecki's his wife played a villain. So like she was like, hey, hon. And they're like, what the fuck?
That's great. I do know there was another episode where they were put in, it was a cartoon and they were in a Scooby-Doo episode.
Oh, they do some fun shit with them. I don't know. It's a show.
Yeah, I saw clips of that one and I was like, well, who made this Scooby-Doo episode? And then like halfway through I was like, wait, those are the characters from Supernatural.
And you know, like I don't know the Misha guy, the character he played, like he was like their what's the guy from Buffy with the glasses? He was like their mentor, their guide.
The Watcher?
I think.
Giles?
Yeah, Giles. He was like their Giles, I guess. But he was also in love with Jensen.
Yeah,
with
there was a
Jensen's
whole gay
character.
plotline, but then he got killed off.
And then they killed him at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think there is purposefully a scene where Soldier Boy chokes him in this as a reference.
I guess
back
we'll
to...
find out.
Yeah.
Anyway, The Boys is good. What else are we talking about?
Oh, we're talking about a little show called Daredevil. Now, I'm so sorry. I just found out you didn't see the last episode.
I was so like, gotta catch up on The Boys, gotta catch up on Invincible, gotta catch up on this, and I totally forgot about Daredevil. It doesn't bode well about how much Brett loves Daredevil so much, and I'm just like okay.
I don't love it. I like it a lot. It's good marveling right now. But the thing that I loved, that I was excited for, was the fact that it looked like they were going to do a lot more with Bullseye and bring him closer to the comic book. And guess what? Episode 4.
He didn't get killed, does he?
No, he has the 10-minute opening of the episode is all about him, and it's all set to, maybe 10 minutes is more, because it's all set to the song Billy Joel, New York State of Mind. So it like they're playing this Billy Joel song as you're watching him get up in the morning, be super nice to his landlady, like help her carry groceries in, and you're like, oh, he thinks he's a good guy now. Like he goes to the diner and he's like friendly to the waitress and he's like, you know, what are you famous for? And she's like, oh, I guess our milkshakes are good. He's like, give me one of those. And then he calls the ICE hotline and he's like, I just saw Frank Castle enter this diner and he's got a gun. And so ICE shows up, like tons of them show up to this diner and he kills them all. And it's all done to Billy Joel, New York State of Mind. And it's so awesome. And then like all the customers are like, what the fuck? And he turns to one of the guys. He's like, don't worry, I'm a good guy now. And like, just like skips out. Like, it's so fun. It's so fun. The way he kills these guys is hilarious. Like they're like, hands up. And he has his hands up, but he's got the straw in his mouth. Inside the straw is a toothpick. It's Bullseye. What else do you need to know? It's great. And then guess what his mission is? To kill Vanessa. And then guess what he does at the end?
Does he kill her?
Oh,
thank God. For the first few episodes, we were like, just kill her.
Well, we don't know.
Kill her.
Here's what happens. So
wait, you don't know if she's dead?
Fisk is in a charity boxing match. As like the crux of the episode is this charity boxing match. Fisk obviously kills the other guy in the ring. Bullseye, it's all a trap to draw Bullseye in. Bullseye shows up, kills a ton of people. Daredevil's trying to stop him. He throws this glass ornament at Vanessa. Kingpin intercepts it with his boxing championship belt. He like smacks it in the air and it like the glass breaks and you think he saved Vanessa. And then after it dies down, she goes, Wilson. And she's got this giant piece of glass sticking out of her head. Like the glass that shattered got her. So Fisk kind of did it. And she's gushing blood and she just drops to the floor at the end. And that's it.
Maybe. Oh, just kill her. Maybe. Just kill her.
They might have her be in a coma for, like, isn't that another Vanessa Fisk thing from the comics? Like she's just like comatose in bed. I think I had a graphic novel drawn by Bill Sienkiewicz that was just about like her comatose in bed and the Kingpin.
Speaking of,
sad.
I decided last week I was reading comics and then I was like, I want to read some. I need some memories, and so I went back and started at like right when PSYLOCKE joins the team, like right at the Mutant Massacre. And then I was like, wait, what happened to the New Mutants during the Mutant Massacre? And so I was reading that, and then I was reading some of the Sienkiewicz episodes of the New Mutants. And I was like,
nice.
The fact that this was like, it was like a work of art. Like he did dozens of issues. and they're just like works of
All
art.
of
And then
them look like they took a year to draw.
yeah,
Like they're incredible.
they're amazing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah, and it's so funny that you said that because I really am feeling like there's a lot of nostalgia happening in X-Men comics right now for that era.
I know, and they're going to be redoing They're going to like revisit the
The Outback
Outback,
series.
so
Yeah.
that'll be interesting.
Anyway, I would highly recommend it. Like, just watch the opening scene of Daredevil. It's so much fun what they're doing with Bullseye. He's crazy, and
What else are we talking
and
about?
he's so hot. One thing I want to add: there's part of the montage in the beginning is him working out in his apartment in just a tank top
yeah.
and gray sweatpants. They show him doing push-ups with his ass in the air. This man is caked to the gods. I was like, whoa.
Love it.
You'd think he'd have like a little flat white boy. No, no. This man has got an ass.
Been doing them squats.
Woo. Speaking of got an ass. Oh, Invincible. I don't know anything about this.
I
thought
just
it
want
was
to
Drag
say season 4 of Invincible has been out. It's been out since March, and I watch it. I haven't been talking about it because Brett does not watch it. I just want to give it a shout out because if you aren't watching this show, like Brett, it actually is very good. And I do feel that it did lean into violence a little gratuitously, which Brett complained about, although he watches The Boys, which also does the exact same thing.
Yeah, but that's funny.
But I feel that it's calmed down. I think there's still moments of violence, but it's not done gratuitously anymore. And it's just really shaping up the story. And it's just especially for me because it is just kind of following the plot of the comics. Like, so I just kind of know what's happening.
That I respect.
And yes. And so now they're getting to the point finally where Omni-Man was bad. And now he's on his redemption arc, and so he's bringing Mark and his other son Oliver, and they're going into space to kind of fight all of the other Viltrumites. So the whole point, the big reveal that happens is the Viltrumites, who Omni-Man and Invincible is the son of them, they go around from planet to planet and overtake them, and they're kind of like the evil thing that takes over all the planets. What was revealed is that there was actually a virus that went around, and there's only 50 Viltrumites left, and they're actually like running the whole universe, just the 50 of them. So they're now starting a plan of like, if we can just kill these last 50 Viltrumites, then we will just be rid of them. So
Good,
it's fun. It's good. It's good. And they assembled like a little fun team of different people, all with different powers, and it's a good show. I like it.
Okay,
I love Steven
great.
Yeun. I just love him.
He's great. Remember, he was supposed to be the Sentry. Isn't that wild?
Oh, right. Why did he not do that?
Scheduling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of Steven Yeun, he was in a show called Beef,
Oh,
which was
how about this?
amazing. Have you
How
seen
about
this new season trailer of
But
Beef?
yeah. Oh no, with it's two couples. I know it's Charles Melton.
Charles Melton,
Oscar
Spaney.
Isaac.
What's the girl? The girl who was Priscilla Presley,
Yep.
and then Oscar Isaacs and Carey Mulligan. But also the
Mulligan,
person who played the mother, Steven Yeun's mother in Minori, her.
Oh, she was great.
And then one of the most famous, I forget his name, of course. But he's been in the person who is the dad in Parasite.
Oh my God.
They're another couple in it. And
By the
so
way,
I'm like, oh,
and
this is gonna be
what
so
I
good.
thought you were gonna say they're also writing X-Men. That's where I thought this was going.
Yes, and the guy doing Beef is writing the new X-Men
Yeah.
screenplay. So I would love if I ran into him in LA, I would like corner him and be like, what? I just want to know, what is the angle? What is your X-Men angle?
So
What
I
is
actually want to
this?
talk. I'm glad we're bringing this up naturally. I want to talk about it because I've read two conflicting things. Have you seen these casting rumors that what's her face from Marty Supreme and I Love LA is being looked at to play Rogue?
Odessa Zion
Yeah,
is to play who?
Rogue.
Oh, I mean,
Which that's great.
sure. I still always
Sure.
wanted Keke Palmer to do it, but I do understand they need someone. Maybe they want someone younger. What?
I was just saying that too. I was whispering that she's too old, but you
Oh, okay.
called me out
Okay.
on it. So thanks for that.
I
So now
thought
she's
you were
not
like,
able to
stop,
listen.
don't say that. I was like, well, too late.
But I also heard, and this is what contradicts it maybe, is that they're going to go O5. That it'll start with the O5. So I'm like, so where's Rogue coming in? Oh, might she be a villain?
Ooh.
That'd be fun.
I will say the idea of having Captain Marvel. Can you imagine the end of like, but that's the thing is Rogue can't show up before Storm. And my thing is the O5 is not interesting. The interesting is the Storm, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Colossus, Cyclops, Jean Grey. That is the team I want. And I guess Banshee.
You could start with the O5 for a movie and then get to the international, at the
And then
end,
just
they're
like go
"Oh,
to
we're
Krakoa
growing."
where they're trapped on Krakoa and then have to get the other ones in.
Well, you don't have to do Krakoa.
But then how do you do what's it called? Who were the other two, the racist names? Sunfire.
Yeah.
Is he still called
Thunderbird.
Sunfire?
Yeah.
And Thunderbird.
Why is that racist?
Sunfire
a
because
reference
he's
to
well,
Japan.
I guess it's I don't know if the Sunfire the name itself, but his outfit is the burning sun, which is like from the it's not Japan in its best light. Let's just say
Yeah.
that. That's
I
like
got you.
Axis
I
of
got you.
Evil Japan.
Yeah.
But in America we're like, that looks cool.
Hey. Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know, but that's what I'm hearing about X-Men.
Fine. I mean, as long as there is one. But that's the thing is when I heard X-Men First Class, it was like, and their main X-Men, Mystique. And I was like, why is she... That was one of my big things I hated about those First Class. And
The
where
prominence of
was
Mystique.
just like a full good guy.
Made no sense.
Like, no. And it made
The
no
Rebecca
sense from
Romaine
her.
version made no sense after.
Yeah, it was like, why? No, and then she dies. Where you're like, okay, so then how? Okay, oh, huh?
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway,
Stupid.
stupid. What else are we talking about? Drag Race.
Drag Race. So it was the lip sync LaLaPaRuZa.
It's funny because I think everyone was very shocked last season when Susie Toot was sent home, but then she had this redemption thing of winning the LaLaPaRuZa.
Did you expect
And
Jane
so
Doe to follow the same path?
I expected Jane Don't to follow it as well.
So
but
did I.
It was not in the cards for her.
No. Yeah, no. As soon as we saw her go up against Juicy, I was like, and Juicy, I think everyone knew Juicy was going to win this one, though.
There is something though there is just a spark that isn't there. Like Juicy's just so sharp and good, but there's a humor that's missing.
Yes.
That like if you look at Susie Toot's lip syncs, those are more enjoyable for me to watch than just her doing, because once you see her do the backflips and the high kicks and the kicks to her face and like I don't know.
I actually
Like for me,
did
the best
think-
part is when Jane Don't did Sissy that walk and she did that like crazy walk. That's what I want in a lip sync, something surprising.
Yeah, it's like Megami whipping out the hand. But I mean, it's all part of Juicy's story where there really isn't a point of view there. There isn't a character called Juicy Love Dion. There's no character there.
Yeah.
It's dancing well. But still, I actually thought Mia Starr was going to take it because Mia Starr was giving you pure sex the entire time.
If I was
But she
Rue,
ran out of steam.
I would have given it to Mia Starr.
She ran out of steam at the end, like quite noticeably.
That is true as well.
And also, she don't need the money. Juicy need the money.
Why?
She's
Why
like
doesn't
a
Mia need the
choreographer
money?
to the stars, right?
Oh, okay.
She gets paid.
Anyway, but this was all fun because it's all just leading up to the top 3 next week
top
where they
three.
crown a winner.
Who do you think? Because my opinion has started shifting.
I'm not going to say anything because I know stuff.
Oh, you can't.
So
Right.
I'm going to keep it to myself.
I see a world where it's Darlene. I really do. I think it depends what Darlene does. Like, she came out as Flo with the pancakes, and I'm like, I think it's her.
I will say, I would not be angry if any of them won.
Same.
I don't think I would be disappointed if somebody won. All of them, I feel, did pretty well.
Yeah.
I do feel Nene has the most to prove.
Nene is the one who is the least in control of herself.
Yeah, and I think she's also been in the bottom the most out of everybody, so I think she has the most to prove.
Yeah.
So I really think these numbers that they do will kind of really decide, because also Darlene's never lip synced before, so people don't really know what that's capable of. So we have to there's a lot. I think where I think Mikey has the most, where you kind of have seen her in the bottom, you've seen her in the top, you've seen what she can do. You kind of know what you got. The other two, I think, have more to have something to prove.
I think Mikey is the one who's going to surprise us the least, which is why I'm a little concerned. I'm not sold that it's her.
Right. But I love them all. I do love them all.
I love them all. I really do.
After we watched the episode together of Mikey Meeks and Darlene doing that
Morning
fake
show.
talk show.
Yeah.
And just Mikey Meeks, you can just tell she's fun. And Darlene too. And she's a good hang. I do feel that if you talk to Nene Coco, you would start feeling nervous.
It'd be a little weird. Yeah, it'd be a little weird.
Because she would just be like, wait, so is everything okay? Is everything? And you'd be like, oh my God, let's just calm down.
Meanwhile, Mikey's over there understanding every single one of your pop culture references.
Yeah. And just having a blast. I think that's the thing I love is Mikey Meeks just seems like she's having a great time.
Yeah.
And that, and that's the charisma,
Yeah. That's the charisma.
I just saw an interview. I saw an interview with Valentina. It was on Monet's thing. And she's like, in addition to charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, I also have an aura. She's like, I'm Kanta.
Kanta.
It was this girl and delusion.
She's aura farming. Yeah, right. Kantad.
All right, are we going to talk about X-Men comics?
Should we get into some X-Men comics?
Yes!
Yeah, let's X each other up.
It's mutants with powers, Omega for hours. Bitch, let's read some X-Men.
Okay.
Ooh, we got three, right?
4. We have 4.
4?
We have 4 comics. One of them's an annual.
Oh shit, I didn't read it. I didn't see that one. Okay. Which
one?
one?
We were talking about it for weeks, that Gail's annual was coming out.
Oh, right. And then I forgot. You know what? This is okay. The thing sometimes.
You're talking about me not seeing the last 1 second of a show. Meanwhile, you did not watch a full episode and you did not read a full issue, both of which we've been talking about.
Look, if we're going to start telling the truth around here, I'm just going to leave. Listen, I told you last week I thought the annual was last because Fresh Comics, I go to freshcomics.com and they show me what is the new comics that I need to get. And they put the annual last week. And so then I was like, oh, but it's not out. Oh, okay, it must be next week. And so when I went to Fresh Comics this week, it did not list it.
Well, did you read PSYLOCKE Ninja?
Wait, that was one this week?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Wait, did you read Moonstar?
Yeah, that's next.
Did you read Wolverine?
No, because I don't care.
Oh, okay. I was like, we're missing something. All right, I missed this one then. Okay, what happened? She was trying to save Jubilee.
Nothing.
Nothing happened? Did she just save
Nothing
Jubilee
happens.
and that was the end?
She hasn't saved Jubilee yet. She's fighting with Elektra.
She's just is she just battling?
She's just battling. It's a lot of Elektra stuff as per the cover. It's like
so
a lot
Elektra
of Elektra
shows up and then do they team
Elektra
up?
shows up. She thinks she killed her, and then Betsy's like, "I made you see what you wanted to, what I wanted you to see. Ha ha ha! I'm still alive." And I think they're going to go rescue Jubilee together.
Oh, okay.
But this was
good.
a very we're on our way to do the thing kind of issue.
Yeah.
I don't think you missed much.
All right.
But one thing they did do is she was going through some sort of hallucination, and she hallucinates a conversation with Dazzler, Havoc, and Colossus. That was pretty interesting. She was like,
does she?
I
Are
care
they
about
like
you so
confronting
much.
her about the Siege Perilous or something?
Yeah, and like basically they're like, so you made us do that. And she's like, I just
Wait, why
gave you
was
a
Longshot
push.
there? He didn't go through the Siege Perilous.
I don't think I said Longshot, did I? Colossus, Dazzler,
You said
and
Longshot.
Havoc. Okay.
Oh, Havoc. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said Havoc. And they're like, she's like, I just gave you a little push they're like, or you mind controlled us, which is the other way of looking at it.
Yeah.
So it was like
Yeah.
that whole thing, the telepath conundrum, you know. If you were a telepath, would you mind control your friends?
To save them, yes.
I mean, what if
If it was like a matter of life or death, like they would die if I didn't, yes.
what if you wanted to go to Akbar and everyone else wanted to go to the Eagle?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be that. I would not be a douchebag like that. Although, who knows? If you start having the psychic powers, it is like whether it would. I like to think it wouldn't corrupt me, but you never know. You never know.
I think you would one little like, oh, I'm just gonna take that. I'm just gonna make him not see that I took this candy bar, and then it's.
Well,
a
I mean, my
sweater.
name is EvilJeff, so it probably doesn't look good for me.
So this is
All right,
fun,
what
but
else?
this I think hits upon the nostalgia. I was talking to someone who listens to our podcast. I'm like, why do you think we're like visiting this era so much? He's like, it's just its turn for nostalgia. And I was like, yeah, I think you're right. All right, Moonstar. Wish this villain would shut up. Otherwise, I liked it.
Yeah, I like it too. But yeah, he's very much. It's very Willow season 6 of Buffy coded, where she's like, I'm depressed. And so I'm going to end the world. Like, it's very like, the world sucks. So we should just
villain.
end.
Yeah,
Like,
not
he's
Moonstar,
literally
the
just
villain.
like, we're
Yeah.
all sad. So let's just end it. Part of me, I'm
Yeah.
like, facts, you know? You know what? Work.
I mean, he
Wouldn't it
ain't
be funny
wrong.
if it was me? I was battling him and I'm like, you know what? Do it.
You know what? Do it. He's like, wait, really? I'm like, yeah, just do it. He's like, oh, wait, I don't want to.
But I got confused with this and I texted you about it.
Yeah, could you explain it to me? Her parents,
Because,
Moonstar's parents.
and this
how'd
is
they
where I
come
got
back to
confused
life?
because episode 1,
They're
parents
in
are
it.
there.
Yeah,
And then episode 2, she's like, it's just like when my parents died. And I was like,
right.
huh? And then I forgot her origin story back in New Mutants. Her parents disappear and she starts being attacked by Demon Bear. And so then she's living alone because her parents are dead or assumed dead or gone. And then she lives with her grandfather. And then the grandfather gets killed. And then Xavier comes and rescues her. And that's how she ends up joining the New Mutants. And then in the first like 20, like in the first, is it the first like 15 issues of New Mutants? The main thing is Demon Bear. And
Yeah.
when they kill Demon Bear was her parents. And then they're released.
Gotcha.
So they did die. She thought they were dead and lived
They
like
were just
that.
Demon Bear.
And then they were just in the Demon Bear, and then
Okay.
they were released and came back. So
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, okay, I did. And so this book really was like, you should know all of that. And I was like, I forgot.
A little, yeah. There's another book that's like, you should know your New Mutants origin stories. And there was one I was like, I don't know this one. We'll talk about it. But I also really like her relationship with Kyan, with the blindfolded guy.
There's
It's starting to get
sexual
there. It's starting to
tension.
get
They're going to
there.
end up together.
So that's always fun.
Enemies to lovers.
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah, so this one's good. This is good.
Yeah. And
I
it's
think
just
I was a little
it's
like
her. She's
annoyed
good.
with what the plot was in the first one, but this
But
it's
they
written
did
well,
move
so I'm
away
good.
from that. Like, it's
Yes.
not about
And so
that
now it's
society.
like written well. It's written
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, it's a nice simple story. All right, so this Uncanny X-Men annual, it's you probably wouldn't have cared for it that much. It's a focus on Wolverine, and it's a reveal that Wolverine was briefly on a team with Henrietta Lacks, with the original people that ran Haven House like 100 years ago. It's basically a Wolverine adventure from 100 years ago that very much has to do with Haven House that he never revealed to everybody, and then kind of the modern day implication of that. It's
What's the modern
it
day
just fleshes
implication?
out. There's a bartender who works at a local bar in New Orleans who he keeps following, And then he saves her from these antagonists. And then at the end, she's like, why are you following me? He's like, well, because your great-great-grandfather saved my life right around here, about like over like 100 years ago. Basically, there's this guy, he's a black mutant, and he's coming through this area, and he gets attacked by racists. And they were like, we just killed somebody. We're not afraid to kill you too. Well, he kills all of them. And then he sees the fresh grave.
What are his
that
powers?
was Doug. He's got 6 arms. So he's like, his hands are up and he's got a poncho on. And then all of a sudden 4 more arms holding guns come out and just kill everybody. That guy is the great-great-grandfather of this bartender in New Orleans who Logan kind of owes his life to, because the other guy these racists killed right before was Logan, and they buried him. They didn't know they buried him alive. So the guy who kills all the racists, he's like, the dirt is moving. Whoever they buried is still alive, and he unburies him, and it's Logan.
Oh, nice.
So it's just more background of like the Haven House and Louisiana and mutants in Louisiana. So,
Love.
But this one I thought was super interesting. Uncanny X-Men 26.
Also confusing. They talk about not telling you what's going on.
I called it that is Mutina on our cover.
You were right.
Yeah.
But not where I thought it would go.
Not where I thought it would go. So it opens with them having... So this is very much a focus on the Outliers.
And Nightcrawler and his relationship.
And Nightcrawler and the lady. Let's talk about that. He's like, she's ghosting me.
Yeah, and then it just turns out that she came to... And then she comes to it. Jubilee wakes him up and is like, you need to apologize. And he comes down in his underwear. Woo!
Yeah.
He looked
He's got body.
sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want that elf dick.
Yeah. She's like, I need it. And then they start making out. And the funny thing is they start making out and I'm like, isn't Jubilee there? Wasn't she kind of like standing there? I just wish she'd like pan to Jubilee being like, ooh, okay, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, she starts like lightly like shooting fireworks. She's fingering herself with like little sparks.
Oh my God. Do you think she does little mini fireworks on her clit when she masturbates?
Yes. 100%. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, Jubilee is just a reference to her orgasms.
Right. So, but the Outliers,
they start having nightmares.
They're having nightmares about their personal lives. How cute is it how Death-Dream sleeps?
Yeah.
Death-Dream sleeps like he's dead. I love him. And you got to see him before his mutant powers kicked in. That was cool.
Yeah. Which also just seems like he saw his brother choke on something to death.
Yeah.
Which seems depressing.
Yeah.
But they're sleeping and all having nightmares. And then the next thing you know, they vanish. And they're like, they're just gone. And then all of them just show up. And so is this an alternate universe? Is this a dream?
It's a dream because these are the exact origins of Sam Guthrie, Bobby DaCosta, Rain Sinclair. Like they are panel for panel the origins of the New Mutants.
Of the New Mutants. Yes, because Moira McTaggart found Rain, right? So that was hers.
And it's drawn exactly the same.
Exactly. Oh, okay, right. That's where I was just kind of like, or
they do the first one.
For a second I was like, Moira's evil. Is this her? Is she like planning something? And I'm like, oh no, this is all just recreating the New Mutants.
Yeah, I've read that original graphic novel so many times. I own it. It's down in my storage unit somewhere. But like I know those panels, so I'm embarrassed. I know the Rain Sinclair one where Moira finds her. I know the I know the Sam Guthrie one in the cave. I know the Sunspot one on the soccer field. I guess it's Karma that is tied up in a chair in a warehouse. The one they gave to it's probably not Moonstar. It's probably Karma.
No, because Moonstar, but although Moonstar, her grandfather was killed.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since I read the first episode. So maybe those folks were, I think those people with the masks were attacking her as well. So it could be her as well. I'm not 100% sure.
Chat, let us know. Whose origin was that?
Anyway, and then
then
Mutina shows up.
Then she shows up, and she's like, "What's up, fam? We're the New Mutants."
And they're all like, this feels weird. I feel this feels strange. Like they all just feel something's off, but they're still like in the dream.
Are these Mutina's powers? Are these her real powers, I wonder?
Or is this, I don't know, because we don't really know what her powers are.
Yeah, she's just been like murdery, stabby.
But it doesn't seem like she's aware of what's going on either.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
who's doing this?
Who is doing this? Agatha Barkness?
But I do like that this happened. You're like, and now here's the New Mutants. And I'm like, why? How? What? Where? And I'm like, but I can't complain because it's cool. And I know they're going to explain it. But I'm just like so confused.
Is it a New Mutant showing up? Is this Karma? Is this Moonstar doing this? Is it Ileana?
Or could this be a part of Death Dream's powers?
Yes. Wait a minute. Mutina can move in between shadows. We know her power.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, yeah. So she would have been doing this.
Yeah, it's not her. So I don't know. I'm intrigued.
But it's good. I like it.
Yeah, it's good.
Love it.
Love it. This book always delivers. Always delivers. Because you care about these kids.
Yeah. And then there was Wolverine, which we don't have a slide for.
Yeah.
It's just, he's still at that Morlock place with Silver Sable.
Okay.
And then it's Romulus. You remember Romulus?
That's why I'm not reading it.
Well, you should have, because he's like, Romulus is here, I smell him. And then he runs and goes up and he's just torn in half and dead. So he's immediately dead.
Romulus is?
Yes. And it turns out the person who killed him is Hercules. And Hercules is holding an adamantium like bat, and he's now possessed. He's like possessed by whatever that adamantium thing is. So the whole thing was just him battling Hercules.
Oh, fun. I love Hercules.
And in the end, they get frozen in battle, and Athena shows up. And that was
God. Issue. I'm in. This sounds great.
And that's everything. I think we did it.
I think we did it. I think we did do it. Yeah. Did you hear about the new X-Men event coming up though?
No, what?
DNX, the big crossover event. They just dropped a promo. It's called DNX.
Is this supposed to be like DNA?
It looks to be like the 3K plot coming to a head, like the 3K doing their own virus.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not another fucking virus.
Biohazard signs on the promo. Yeah.
We've done the legacy virus. Like, we've already done all of this. Stop it. All right. But I'll hold judgment until I read it.
Hold judgment. Hold space.
Yeah. I just need to hold space.
Hold space.
Wait till I read it. But I do know when I read it, I'm going to want to have gay sex.
Why?
Because if you read comics, well, then that makes you...
What?
Queer.